Hey, what's up? So I had recently played through and beat Trepang Squared or whatever. I kept thinking Trepang 2 in my head, but it never made sense because there's no previous game. And then I heard somebody else call it Squared, and I was like, oh, that's the word I kept forgetting. Anyways, the reason they kept the name, apparently, I looked it up because I was like, what's with the name? This is just weird. Oh yeah, here, let me start this video real quick before before I continue. The video is loaded with gory, bloody violence. I'm gonna click play right now while I continue here. So just so you know, that's what's up. Lots of blood and gore. Okay, yeah, whoops. Yeah, so I had actually looked up the name after I was writing my posts and stuff about it, because I was just curious. I was like, what's with the damn name? And I kept thinking about it the whole time I was playing the game too. And apparently it was a placeholder name, and they were going to change the name, but they ended up just keeping it. That's what happened with the name. That's why it's a little wacky. But anyways, yeah, so I had recently beat this game, and then I decided to write a post. I'm gonna read that here. All right, completed the campaign of Trepang2 earlier tonight. Trepang Squared, whatever. Whatever. That was an epic ride. The gunplay felt really great, but requires consistent use of the slow time and invisibility abilities, as you can't really take enemies head on or you'll be seeing the death screen a lot. I didn't use invisibility half as often as slow time, but I did find it very useful for certain stages in the game while playing on the normal difficulty. I've actually played a few levels on hard, and it was pretty much the same so far anyways. The level design in Trepang Squared is well done. I never felt trapped and was pretty much always able to stay on the move while sliding around and flanking enemies as they lost sight of me behind cover. The sliding mechanic feels really good on the keyboard. It works diagonally and towards the direction you are pressing, where you want your character to move, and not where your character is facing, which is my preference. I found it very interesting that enemies could lose sight of me just from sliding around a lot while behind cover. The AI was not completely stupid and could keep track of me, but I liked that I could lose their line of sight without even going invisible. While the game does offer a little bit of stealth and sniping on occasion, this is a non-stop action, bullets constantly flying in your face game. Yes. While the slow time game mechanic felt like something I absolutely had to rely on in order to take enemies down, it charged up pretty fast and was fun to use while never actually feeling overpowered. I think Trepang Studios managed to pull off a well-balanced, powerful game mechanic here. The amount of enemies on screen at a time, the duration of the slow time, and the quickish refresh of the ability is nicely done. The boss fights, though, those are much more tough in comparison to the rest of the levels, but I thought they were very cool. It took me a little longer to figure out how to beat them at first, because I had the boss health bar disabled, and I had to realize I had to be missing something before enabling it. It was just I was fighting a boss, and it was taking a long time, and it was a long fight. But I kept wondering, because I didn't have a boss health bar. I kept wondering, I was like, am I doing this right? Like, specifically the submarine, because I kept thinking the whole time, I was like, I feel like I'm doing something here, but I couldn't tell because I didn't have the boss health bar on. But yeah, you fight a submarine with just regular guns. So I was just like, I thought there had to be like some special way to beat it, but no, it just takes a long time. But I think the next time I fight it might go better. Anyways, I prefer to have my HUD removed, man, for most stuff. All right, continuing. The story is pretty decent. It's not as creepy as Fear, I think mostly because of the music, but it does have some minor cool supernatural moments on top of the human experimentation with soldiers. Fear, a lot of the creep factor, it's creepy supernatural game and whatever, right? Like psychological thriller type thing. But the music was also set the mood and the tone in Fear for like creepiness, right? The music there was creepy. In this game, the music is more like badass, more like action focused. It's really good. I love the freaking music in this game, but I just wanted to quickly say the differences there. I think it's mostly just the music, because this game also does have that supernatural, like psychological thriller type stuff in it. There's a cult leader you have to deal with. Some of it reminded me a little of Control, another excellent game. There were these cool demon ghost-like forms at some point that were neat. They're in it for about 5 minutes though, so that's kind of lame. I spent most of the time fighting off regular human enemies than I did fighting against demonic forces. The story is trippy enough to be interesting, but it's not deep at all. It's entertaining. Some of it reminded me of Spec Ops: The Line as well. There's some brief, deeply disturbing parts. Um, okay, I wanted to check something there real quick. Something. Where did that remind me? Oh yeah, the ghost-like forms. Was that it? Oh no, I spent most of the time fighting regular human enemies, and as I wrote that, I was writing this because I was like, you know, I like the creepy supernatural type stuff, and I wrote that, and I was like, you know what, it was the same in Fear actually. You know, thinking about it, I was like, Fear, I mostly was against like human soldiers as well in those games. I'm gonna go play them again as well, just because I beat this game. But I'm playing different stuff right now, and I also started playing the end game in this. Was replaying the stories on a harder difficulty just to see how it felt. So far on hard, like it kind of feels the same as normal. We'll see. I'm planning to complete all of them on hard and then go up again another difficulty. There's 2 more harder difficulties that I haven't tried yet. I expect to eventually get into those as well. I really like this game a lot. Anyways, okay, a little bit more here. The music in Trepang2 is so... I keep thinking 2 in my head, man. The music is so good in the game and really sets a badass mood for the non-stop action. The music in the menus is also really good. Yeah, when you like pause it, the main title screen, the music everywhere is freaking excellent, man. I've actually listened to the soundtrack since playing the game. Give me a sec. I was listening to the soundtrack. I looped it for like a day. Like I was sitting here just chilling. I think I was writing posts and I had the soundtrack playing in the background. But it's not like a chill like soundtrack. It's kind of like it's a pumped up soundtrack. So it's not like if you just want to relax, it's not for that, right? But I really like the music, so I wanted to hear it, you know. Anyways, visuals are also really nice. I wanted to go a little more into the visuals, but I didn't end up doing it because all I had to say really was they're simple but good. Because it's not like Uncharted levels of detail. It's not Horizon Zero Dawn levels of detail or God of War or any, you know, but it's still a really beautiful game. Like it's very pretty, even on the simple side. So it reminds me a little bit like, because Fear was the same way. Same with Half-Life too, right? Like, I guess it's art design and just other things like because it's not like super advanced in the technology or whatever, right? But it's really nice. It's a good looking game. Anyways, overall, it's one of the best shooter games I've played in a while. Let's see. Some of my favorites include Bulletstorm, Shadow Warrior 2, The Darkness 2, and Doom 2016. I still haven't played through Eternal yet. Do I have it? I don't think I have it. I think I played a little on Game Pass, and I'm planning to get it at some point. I'm sure I could name a lot more, but those are some faves off the top of my head. I still have extra content to play, but that's all I have to say for now. I have 9 hours played, almost running straight through the campaign. I had died a few to several times on a few of the bosses. This game is badass, and if you enjoy arcade shooters, and especially if you enjoyed Fear, you should totally check this game out. Do know that it's very bloody and also has a cheat to unlock that makes it even bloodier. I have not unlocked that yet, but I'd like to for the heck of it. It's one of those games that has like cheat codes and stuff, you know, that you can enable. I went to go look at them after I beat the game. I was looking at the cheats real quick and enabled like a 1 or 2. But as soon as I hit enable, it was like, well, you're going to have to play the game on easy. And now I was like, well, that's stupid. So I just didn't bother. I do plan to, though, because like some of the cheats look like fun just to play around with, right? So I expect to and plan to do that. Right now I switched to a different game. I started playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for the heck of it. But I have 12 hours on the game played on Trepang since I had written this post, which was just a few days ago. So I had like a little over 9 hours when I played through the whole campaign. Now I have a few more hours just playing a little bit more. I restarted some of the missions. I played a couple of the challenge modes. Oh, the challenge, dude, it's got a lot of replay value. There's these like VR missions or whatever. And the challenge modes are really cool. They have like endless waves and stuff like that. I played a couple of them. One thing that sucked, man, I forgot. I was taking notes. I'm planning to write like another post about like the replay value of it because I wasn't really super aware of it after I beat the game. I just wanted to write my thoughts on the campaign. Right, it was really cool. But I was playing more and I was like, oh, man, this game has excellent replay value. So there's that on top of it, which is really cool. Yeah, no, I was on a wave challenge, and 20 waves total, right? And I died on wave 18. I don't remember why. I know I messed up, and I was like, damn it. But what made me really mad was you can continue, right? I could continue from wave 18, but they took all my weapons, all my money, everything that I had that I upgraded, which I didn't have much. I basically just had a weapon that I was using, right? But that was gone. Now I started over with the pistol on wave 18, which is much more difficult than the previous waves. So I was like, well, you might as well have just made it so I start from wave 1 again, because I cannot beat this with the pistol. Like, if the way it starts like that, I'm like, this, and you don't start with like slow time like ability at all. You have to get a couple kills and whatever. And it's just really hard. So I couldn't do. I was like, no, I'm not even gonna bother. I just shut it off. I was like, no, that's dumb. But anyways, no, replay value is really good. And I forget what else I was gonna say. So I think I'm just gonna end here. But a very cool game, love it, and I do plan to play more. It is, and the title of this is, it's one of the best shooters I've ever played. It's not. I don't even think I have the best shooter I've ever played. I have favorites, but nothing that's like blown my mind so much. It was so different. There were times like Bulletstorm was different. It was unique and special. Shadow Warrior games are awesome. The Darkness 2 is incredible. Other people like one. I don't know how other people could like the first game more, because it's not near as good. It's not even half as good as the second game. So I'm just like, I don't know what their problem is. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, yeah. So Trepang, very cool game. And I will talk to you later. Bye.